now, we are going to introduce our panel. I'm going to call my brother Gonce up onto the stage. And we are going to be having some special guests.
Hey. How you guys doing? Can you hear me? Yeah. Good. I can hear myself. People talking in my ear. All right, guys, thank you for coming here. I know this was a tournament that we have planned for months, so I appreciate you guys. All of you guys flying from all over the states. I got North Carolina, we got New York. What else we got? Virginia? Georgia. What else?
Jersey.
Good. And Florida. All right, guys, so we have a special panel here. I think we got some very, very special people that you guys want to hear from. So we have 4 top 25 WBO bladers. So I'm gonna introduce them one by one. So let's give a quick shout out as soon as I introduce one of them. Okay, so the first one I want to bring in is the Supreme One. She's been with WBO for years. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself in a little bit. But she's one of the OGs of this tournament. Then we have another top 25 blader, which is Sniper. Sniper is coming from New York. He's also been in the Beyblade community for a while. And basically top 25, you know, he's been playing. And last we have, the third one, we have a fourth one. Third one is Caden C.S.C. Raymond. He's our Florida blader. And most of you guys know him. He's been, going up those rankings like flying. He's in a hurry. So, and then on the live stream, we're gonna have, guess who? Kai. Let's do a quick shout out to Kai, the #1 blader in the WBO community. Let's go ahead and do a quick shout out. See if we can get him on the screen. And then me. Hey. Look at the little one right there. All right, so let's wait for Kai to come in.
There's going to be a little bit of a lag.
All right, perfect. All right, there it is. Let's give a quick shout out. All righty, so there you go. Okay. Can you say hi, Kai? Okay.
Hey. Hello.
There you go. Hello? All right, good. Alrighty, guys, so what I want to do here is I want you guys to take as much value as you can from these guys right here. This guy has been doing it for a while, so I want to let them, introduce themselves and talk. So listen closely to what they're saying, and you're going to have a chance to interact with them during the day. So learn from the best, and you're going to become one of the best. All right? So the first one, I'm going to start, I'm going to tell you what you're using it so we get familiar. We're going to start with the Supreme One. Let's go ahead and give us a quick introduction and what is the difference now between when you start and where we are today?
Yeah, so I started, I made my WBO account back in 2012. I was a little late to the game. I think a lot of people start when they're kind of younger, like all of your ages. I was almost 15 at the time, and literally just discovered it through watching the show for a few episodes, and I was kind of curious if there was sort of like a community online, like how Pokemon has the game and the show. And I got on the site. At the time, I was living in Connecticut, and we didn't have any tournaments, so I was able to attend my first event in 2013, started hosting immediately, judged my first event, and then hosted the next one after that. So from there, kind of got to know everyone in the community, including people like Sniper, Kay. And back in the day, I'd say the community was very different from how it is now. And I think it's continued to grow, and it's been amazing to see how many people show up to tournaments. But back when we first started, it was still the medal fight system. And back then, you'd be lucky to get 8 people at a tournament. And it was all very competitive. Everyone there was practicing. They were all very serious, but there were still only a few people. So it was always going to be round robin. You were always going to play everyone, and you got to know everyone's play style. And then on the forums, people would post their combos. They'd post testing threads and do hundreds of tests and share that with the community. So there was a lot more competitive knowledge of the game. I'd say what's kind of interesting to see now is that a lot of that is kind of kept under wraps. People don't post as much what they're using, which means that there are a lot more surprises that you're going to see at tournaments and a lot more new things that come up because people don't share those things on the forums as much.
Got it. You see, it's been a while. She's been here for a while. And, you know. Let's go ahead with Kay. Kay, I know you've been, of course, you built this community from scratch. You've been on it. You've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to get this, to make this happen. Again, all these people are here because what you built, you know, back in the days in 2000, you told me 14, something around it. You go ahead and tell me about, people are here because you built WBO, so let's go ahead and give us a quick overview of your playing times, if you're still playing in Canada, and what is the difference between when you started and today?
Yeah, sure. So actually, I wasn't necessarily the one who actually started the WBO. I was started by my good friend, Brad. But I was his friend back before we even started the WBO. So I've been around for quite some time, and I originally started playing Beyblade in 2003 when I was in elementary school, and I played in my first tournament that year in one of Hasbro's official Rip Zone tournaments at the Canadian National Exhibition, and I got third place, and I'd say kind of after that I was kind of hooked, but to make a long story short, I attended my second tournament in 2008, so 5 years later, and then since then I've hosted or participated in over 200, I think, tournaments all over the world in the US, Canada, and also Japan. And I think that between 2003 and 2008, while the community did still exist, it felt a little bit more disconnected and lacking a unified vision for competitive organized play than it does now. So like now that we have like an actual organized play framework with rule sets and a ranking system and a more established community, thanks to the WBO, the organizers around the world, and as well as like our society being a little bit more connected in general due to social media. Everything feels a bit more unified now. So I think we still have a lot of work to do to make it even better, but we're in a much better spot now. And even the fact that we're able to have events like this one that you're hosting would have been really astounding to me back when I started. So it's very cool.
All right, good. All righty, thank you, Kay. So, again, we're gonna jump into Sniper, and Kaden wants to finish. You can continue, but Sniper also has been here for he's been playing for a while, and Kaden's been the hottest sensation in Florida, almost going undefeated for, I don't know how many tournaments. Who's a Floridian here? All right, so, you guys know Kaden, so let's go ahead, Sniper, it's all yours.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm Sniper. I've been Beyblading since about 2010 in the New York community. It's been a long time coming since I started Beyblading. I started Beyblading around the time when we had awesome people like DeKylo and Blue Z, which made the tournament scene pretty big, because back then you know I could hear names like TSO and Sniper. To hear names like that was amazing because they were top competitive people as well too. So joining in the New York community was pretty big because it was one of the biggest tournament scenes, also competitive scenes out there. When I started Beyblading, I was about 16 back in 2010. I was watching the Beyblade series when it came into America, the Metal Fight series, just like a lot of you kids now watch Burst. It brought back so much nostalgia that I tried to find as many people as I possibly could who knew Beyblade back then, and to try to get them together now, because to go back to a toy store and see Beyblade out on the shelf was so amazing. So growing back up into Beyblade as a teenager was pretty awesome, especially getting to see the competitive tournament scene out there. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay, you, Kaden.
So my name is Caden, or Cscramon, as some of you guys know. But I started playing Beyblade around 2018 in school, in 5th grade. And then I went to a panel hosted by SSJR, and a few people went, and we stayed for the whole thing. And through the whole panel, he just talked about how far Beyblade's come and what it really was. After that, we had a tournament, but only 4 people showed up. It was me, a friend of mine, my sister, and Ricky, or Joyos over there. And I got 3rd out of 4. My sister beating me and Ricky coming 1st place. So from there, I went to my first tournament, also hosted by Joyos over there, and I came top 8. I didn't place top 3, but from there, I joined the WBO in 2019 and started playing tournaments from there. So it's been a few years now.
Got it. So as you guys know, you guys been playing for a while. These guys been playing for a while, and it's not coincidence that they are in the top 25. So I want you guys to learn from them as much as you can, so you guys can beat them. And so all right. So let's go to the fun stuff, right? We want to know what are the best combos.
I know.
You want to know? Okay. So we're gonna skip that question. Nobody want to know that. Who want to know the best combos? Let's go. Scream. There you go. All right, so let's go through them. Let's start with K. K, I know you have Beyblade, which is Beyblade.com, which is your blog where you focus on providing information about the best combos. I know we have Dynamite, the latest release from Takara Tomy. What do you see working? What do you see, or the Super Kings? What do you see working pretty well right now?
Yeah, so I haven't really dove into all the new Dynamite battle parts myself yet, but I did just complete like a really in-depth kind of analysis of the Beyblade vs. Sparking metagame, which just concluded a little while ago. And for me, I think I just posted a new article last night featuring my top 5 favorite combos. So I'll kind of run through what those are from top to bottom. So number 5 on my list is Infinite Sword Hyperion 2 Metal Chip Core Evolution -1A. I really like this one for countering other attack types because of how fast it is, especially when you wear down the Evolution driver. Number 4 on my list is World Diabolos Paradox Rise 1S. And the key with this is to wear down your Rise or awaken it so that it's much flatter than it is when you first get the Rise driver. It gives it a really top-tier opposite spin performance, and I think that the Rise driver is quite underrated among many players. Number 3 on my list is Tempest Solomon Metal Chip Core Wheel Extend Plus 1S. I think probably most people in the room know that combo already. It's extremely powerful, really good stamina, good defense, pretty safe combo overall. It's been used a lot over the past year. Number 2 on my list is Rage Helios Metal Chip Core Drift 3A. This one is quite pretty much anything it can't KO, it'll outspin, and anything it won't outspin, it can KO. So it's pretty good. And the number 1 on my list is Rage Helios Exceed Dash plus Z 3A. I have been kind of debating between using Exceed Dash plus Z and Extreme Dash. They're both kind of interchangeable to me depending on the situation. But I think with this combo, you can pretty much win any matchup if you have a good enough launch technique. But you definitely need to practice with it before you'll be able to see results like that.
We heard some good stuff right there. I heard Tempest Solomon Wheel on Extended Plus. What else you got here? I like Tempest. Tempest is my favorite. As you can see on my profile pic, right, on WBO. Tempest is my guy. So Tempest, Solomon, Wheel on Extended Plus. Okay, that's a good one right there. All right, let's go here with the guys. Let's do a quick round. Favorite combo. Let's start with you, Caden.
Favorite combo?
Yes.
Or combos?
Combos? Let's do combos.
Okay, so top 3 for me. probably my number one, because it's gotten me through so many tournaments, would be the Tempest Solomon with a metal chip core, 1S, wheel extend plus, because it doesn't have it has a lot of weaknesses, but it's the safest thing to use in the preliminaries. 2, made by Fire King, is Master Wheel Extend Plus. That's another. It's kind of like the Tempest. There's weaknesses, but it's the safest thing to use to pass prelims. And then the third would probably be my Master Around Drift. It's not that safe to use in prelims, but in the top 8, it's a very important part to have. So that's
All right.
top 3.
Alrighty, so we got some hot combos right there. What about Sniper? What you got, brother?
Oh man, it's so nice to see so many combos being shared by the same people, because I'm pretty sure like everybody else is probably going to use today, that Tempest Solomon on Wheel Extend Plus is pretty great as one of my favorite combos. Coming into Dynamite Burst, one of my new favorite combos is actually Dynamite Belial, Wheel Extend Plus F Gear 3. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I'm still learning how to the combination names. For Dynamite Burst, I'm really liking that combo as a right spin stamina type. And lastly, since I'm a left spin guy, Rage Helios Metal Chip Core 3A Exceed Dash plus Z is one of my favorite combos as a left spin guy, and also one who uses attack types as well.
So we are hearing a lot of Tempest. I don't know, Tempest the guy. All right,
feel
all right,
like
Tia. So what you got?
I feel like I've got to switch it up a little bit since everyone's doing standard, and I think there are a lot of combos that they've all mentioned that we're going to expect to see. I really like that that Rage combo that you're talking about, because I think that has a lot of potential too, especially in deck. For me, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. If anyone knows Classic, it's a format where typically you'll see Beyblade parts that were newer released, or like first released. So typically single layers and dual layers. So I'm gonna say my favorite combo from that format, and that would be Kirby's Gravity Liner. It's probably one of the best, if not the best, combo to use in first stage in that format. So if you guys are ever playing in a Burst Classic tournament, I would highly recommend using that combo. It's very susceptible to left spin, but other than that, an extremely safe combo to use, and one that you can just kind of launch and let rip, because it's great for stamina and defense, which is just all around very good.
All righty. Are you guys taking notes? Okay. All right, guys. So let's end up the panel with one question that is very important for everybody to take notes on this, and it's about the deck format. The deck format is how we play on the top 8. So today, 8 of you guys will go to the finals. So I want you guys to, it's a little different. We play a little different in the finals. We talk about deck format. So that's something that you guys, if you are not familiar, listen to these answers right now, because this is the most important thing you can learn today. All right, so let's start with Sniper this time. How do you prepare for the top 8, since we had to change the format to deck format at that time, where you bring 3 Beyblades to the stadium, and we go through the rules when we get on the tournament. But how do you prepare those 3 Beyblades? And oh, we got a visitor. Go ahead, Sniper.
All right. Playing Beyblades, I play a little bit more unorthodox than most people. My combo picking isn't probably as, I want to say, skillfully thought out, more as like how most kids play with their Blader Spirit and what they go through. Like I said, I'm a left spin guy, so if I have a good left spin stealer and a good left spin attack type, I'm pretty much set in my deck. I also will go for a good right spin stamina, because the way those matches come out, it's more of a safer option. Also, like if you're solid on your right spin stamina, you're pretty much set. But coming down now with drift being a thing, you're gonna have to switch up the game a little bit because everybody's gonna be using more of drift. So a good combo to something as common and thought out as something with drift is gonna be one of your best options to be thinking about today.
Gotcha. Drift is dangerous on deck format. You either have to prepare for it or prepare for it. All right, let's go, Kaden. What you got?
So deck format's very specific, so it's not like the prelims where you have one combo that can beat a variety of things. This, you need specific things. So if you know the person's gonna come in with all left spins, you might want something to beat all left spins, whether it's a left spin, like on electric driver, or a right spin on drift. But you need something to beat specific Beyblades. So you could use like a right spin drift to beat left spins, something left spin to beat all left spins, whether it's like an atomic or a never combo, and then something that can, like the prelims, that can beat a variety of things in case you're struggling. And Tempest is also decent for deck, but it's not used as much because it's more master and rage in deck.
Alrighty, so TSO, what you got?
All right, so I would say, just to echo Sniper and CS Raymond's sentiments, you're definitely going to expect to see drift in deck. And so because of that, because it's such, the meta right now is so dual spin, it's not like mostly right spin or mostly left spin. You do need to have both left and right spin in your deck. I would also say don't use the same deck between matches. So if someone's made it to the top 8, they're gonna see what you're using in your first deck match and they're gonna copy that or try to counter that. So you need to throw them off. Additionally, I'd say typically try to use combos that you didn't use in first stage. So if someone sees that you used a combo in first stage, they might expect that to be one of your combos in deck. So especially if you know that the match that they've watched, which matches they watched, which combos you were using then. So I would say one left spin, one right spin, and typically you're gonna want to have one combo that can be adaptable to both. So something that maybe isn't specialized for a specific combo, but can kind of keep them on their toes. And that way they can't counterpick you because counterpicking is such an important part of deck.
Can you hear me? Yes, go. All right, so there you got. Let's do a round of applause right here. We're gonna end up with two things. I'm gonna ask a final question to Kay. So it's a very important question. So, and then we're gonna close it out. And I want you guys. I have these three guys right here. They are the top 3 on the bracket. So they are your lead guys for your team. So you got teams. So we got CSC Raymond here from Team Bell. We got Sniper with Team De La Hoya, right? No, Bout. And TSO for Team Free De La Hoya. Alrighty, so Kay, last question here for the guys who this is maybe the first tournament or maybe this is the second or third tournament. What advice you have for them so they can have the most fun and most competitive tournaments?
Good question. Well, I do want to kind of answer that deck format question because I think that's going to be a big part. Like if you really want to be successful, you need to know how to react and prepare for that situation if you get there. So I was going to say that the deck format's a pretty complex topic, but I think the one thing that I always try to keep in mind is that there's almost no point in like having 2 combos that do the same thing in your deck. So like if you have 2 right spin stamina combos that are focused on opposite spin matchups, it will probably cripple your ability to respond.
Yeah, that's it.
And Saying about being kind of aware of what combos other people are using and what combos other people might have seen you using is really important to remember because that one of the biggest parts of Beyblade is the preparation aspect, and knowing what other people are using and what they've seen you use can really influence whether you win or lose certain matches.
Alrighty, guys. All right, guys. So I wanna thank Kay for taking the time to be with us today. We also have another surprise guest in the middle of the tournament. It's a surprise. So let's do a round of applause to everybody here. And who's ready for some action? Who wanna play in the tournament? What do you wanna say, brother? All right, I got the little one here. If you see this guy doing something wrong, let me know. What do you wanna say?
Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you some good combos that you should use in the deck match. You should use Tempest with Lucifer's chip and Wound and Dwarf, and you should use Longness with the Longness layer with the Helios chip. And the longness is middle, and this
Our fifth panelist.
Jolt.
Alrighty. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave Yo right here again.